You're in the rant wormhole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons ask me to every single month. If you become one, you can get a rant too, or however many rants you want. This one comes from Paru, who says to rant about SoundCloud rap. Now, funnily enough, I have been a SoundCloud rapper for quite some time. In fact, I think I started my SoundCloud in like 2013 or 2014. I've been doing raps on there all along, and in many ways, the aesthetic of my sound is in line with the stereotypes about SoundCloud rap. But in spite of all this, I never really observed the phenomenon myself because SoundCloud has never been a platform I use much for music listening. Um, there's not a ton of artists who I follow on there or anything, and like I'm much more of an albums guy than a songs guy. Like I might listen to a new track like over and over again if it really clicks with me, for like a couple of days, but like or maybe I'll keep going back to a song that I really like, but like for the most part I'm more likely to sit down and just put on a whole album by an artist, that I know just to feel whatever mood I'm trying to feel at that particular moment. Um, if I'm listening to like just individual songs by an artist, it's more likely that I'm like waiting for them to put out an album or that I'm going to look into their album after I've heard enough songs that I like. So, like SoundCloud, there's not really anybody who I particularly go there to follow. It's more like a place where me and my friends have uploaded what songs we have. Like I'll go on there and maybe hear an Endless Jest song or a Nino song, because those guys aren't necessarily putting together albums, and like I really like their stuff, so I want to be able to hear it. And there's really nowhere else that makes sense to just post individual songs. Bandcamp's not well suited for that, but like you know, there's like if I hear a new album comes out from some artist I care about, like I'm gonna just go straight to Bandcamp or straight to Spotify and listen to that. I'm obviously not going to SoundCloud to hear the tracks, and like I'm not somebody who cares that much about like being up to the minute or hearing things the moment they come out. Like I'll just wait for the album. It's no big deal to me. Um, so like I will hear individual tracks more often if they come out on YouTube, and I follow some of these guys, some of my favorite artists on YouTube, so I see their new music videos as soon as they drop. But then there's like a video component. There's more to it than just going to SoundCloud and hearing something that happens to be there. Like I can't stand letting it autoplay. It'll drive me insane. So like the major people who've come out of the SoundCloud rap scene, like a lot of it is stuff that's just like really dark and gritty and home produced, and they turn up the gain on the beats way too fucking loud, and like they make fun of shit like that. But I don't know, it's my aesthetic basically. Like I've been making overly distorted, overly like over just overblown out music for a very long time. I've come from a background of metal and noise, and like I used to make random noise tracks and release them on, like I've been releasing shit back since Pure Volume and MySpace and like all that stuff. So any new platform for posting music I'm going to be curious about on some level, and like I'm going to have my own stuff there. But like as much as I do like certain rappers who are like seen as SoundCloud rappers or having gotten their start on SoundCloud, like Denzel Curry or like Lil Ugly Mane, the whole Raider Clan. I don't know if Lil Ugly Mane was ever like a SoundCloud rapper per se. Extentacion, like I don't even know if he's originally like a SoundCloud rapper. Some dudes who I know of, like I'm a big fan of Oliver Francis, but he's almost more of a YouTuber than a SoundCloud guy. Like I just feel as though most of those guys get big more than one place. Like nobody just stays a SoundCloud rapper, or if they do, I'm less likely to find out about them. As for the whole like aesthetic and like the meme that SoundCloud rappers are all like just ludicrously outlandish characters, I mean it's fun. Like I am again, like I use the cluster punk aesthetic. Like my aesthetic's not as like outrageous as a typical SoundCloud rapper's is, or like as all in your face. But like, obviously since I'm not sitting here rocking fucking multicolored hair or face tattoos or anything, like, but that stuff is very much in line with the kind of things that, like, the kind of imagery that I create, or that, like, I associate myself with. So, like, it's kind of like a more ludicrous and juvenile and, like, uninhibited take on, the kind of things that, like, I resonate with, whereas my take is more, like, contemplative and distant, not as, like, which is probably why I'm not, successful as a SoundCloud rapper, because I don't have that immediacy and that, like, eye-catching mystique, and I'm not young as fuck, those guys are pretty young. um, I'm just thinking about the stereotype being like Tekashi 69, who, like, I was just watching videos about him, and he's not even really a SoundCloud rapper. um, like, he didn't really get big through that. I think that a lot of people, like, I think the idea of the SoundCloud rapper is more of a stereotype than a reality. Like, um, Post Malone, I think, came from SoundCloud. I think White Iverson first got big on there, but, like, I didn't find out about him from there. I caught on later, and a few songs in, and through music videos on YouTube. So yeah, I guess that's my position basically. Like, I'm trying to find something to say about SoundCloud rap, but the reality is just that I don't really listen to rap on SoundCloud, and it's hard for me to say, like, how it necessarily affects the culture of what gets released. I mean, it definitely seems like there's a lot more rappers who just put out, like, 2-minute soundbite like style songs, that are just, like, to get a vibe in and out really quick. And that seems like it might be a SoundCloud type of, approach, but I don't know. Like, I don't care where my music comes from as long as it sounds good. So, yeah, there you go.